Barbara, and today we are here to talk about the homeless. But what are homeless? Or how they got into this situation? The homeless are mostly people that have lost their family, their house, or even their mind. Some of them want to go back to the society, like the normal life. But it's difficult to make people believe them, or even more, find a little kind of hope in their life. It is well known there are some people that are like homeless just to earn easily the money because they don't have to do anything, just stop with a sign and people would give them back money. But you shouldn't hit the book for the cover. You have to know the histories before. Many of those homeless people are just experiencing for bad situation, or they may be veterans or have just bad luck in their life in this moment. So now we will interview some people about their opinions on what they think we should do with them.
I'm fine, how are you?
Good. So today I will ask some questions about homeless. Like when you're on the street, you see like homeless people. What do you think about homeless?
Yeah. So what do I think?
Yeah.
I think it's important that we should do more for the homeless. So every time I see homeless, if I have money, I usually give money to the homeless people. So I think it's good. I think if I have extra money and somebody doesn't have extra money and they need it more than me, I'm happy to share it.
Okay. So have you ever like talked to any homeless people?
Usually if somebody asks me for money. Okay, which question?
Have you ever like talked to any homeless people?
So I always stop, and if they ask me for money, I usually give money, but I usually don't stop and have a conversation. But I think maybe that's something I should do because everybody likes company and people to talk with. So I think I would like to try that sometime, to stop and actually have a full conversation.
Okay. So like in the future, what things you like to do more for the homeless people?
Sure, I think one thing. Go.
Okay, so like in the future, what things do you like to do more for the homeless people?
So I think one important thing is a lot of times people give money to homeless people, but I think one thing we should do is give other things too. Like for example, not just money, but food,
Yeah.
right? Also information. Like there are many shelters available and there are places where homeless people can go to get help. Maybe they don't have the information. So for example, giving something like a card that has information about where people can go, I think that's good. A good thing to give also, not just money.
Yeah. Okay. So and what do you think like government should do for the homeless people?
I think governments already do a lot of things like creating homeless shelters or programs to help homeless people get jobs. But maybe one problem is even if they created these programs, not everybody has the information about the programs. So maybe government should do a better job of sharing the information about these programs that already exist so that homeless people know exactly where to go to get help.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are you doing today?
Good. So I will ask you some questions today about homeless. Like first, what do you think about homeless?
I think not everyone want to be a homeless. They have some their own problems, but so they sometimes they are like they are not want to be a permanently
Yeah.
Homeless people.
So
They need help.
So like before you help them or no, like talk to them or give them some money.
Yes, I would before. Like someone asked me for cigarettes or $1 or $2.
Okay.
I gave them.
Okay. So what do you think about government should do for the homeless?
Wait.
Some question about homeless to ask you like first, what do you think about the homeless?
Well, first, I think it's sad. I mean, that they are without a home and that they do have to live on the street. There's different reasons why. So I don't know, every person's reason about why they're on the street. We seem to have more homeless today than ever before. So I just think it's really sad, and people should do what they can to help them out.
Yeah, so did you ever talk to the homeless?
Yes, I sometimes do. When you are walking downtown, or like a lot of times I'm driving, and you stop at a stoplight and there's someone there with a sign, and you want to give them money.
Yeah.
So I give them money, and I say, hi, how are you doing today? Or we give them food. And my husband, he works with the homeless a little bit through his mosque downtown. So he talks to a lot of them, and he says, some of them are just normal people, but he doesn't understand why they're on the streets.
Yeah. So what do you think the government should do with the homeless?
Well, I think that there should be maybe more shelters, but that's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like if you provide more shelters, there may be more homeless people because they know that they'll be able to find a place to stay. I think some programs need to be enforced to try and get these people off the street. Recently, they took all the homeless belongings and put them into storage, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But the government should actually be more involved to try and help its citizens however they can.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, today I will ask you some questions about homeless. First, what do you think about homeless?
Yeah, I think homeless is the people that they don't have a house to live, and they should live in without a house.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So have you ever talked to homeless before?
Yes, I have talked to the homeless before, like when I was in downtown of Denver, and there with a
And
lot.
did you give them money or some help?
No, we just talk, like a short talk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what do you think about government should do for the homeless?
I think the government should get them the opportunity to live in life. For example, shop, something like that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good, how are you?
Good. So today I will ask some questions about homeless.
Okay.
So what do you think about homeless?
Homelessness, I
Uh-huh.
think it's something I've seen all over the world in different countries. We definitely have a lot of people in Denver especially that are homeless, and some of them choose to be homeless, and some of them don't have other options.
So would you like to help them?
Yeah, it depends. I think I'm not really sure the best way, because I've been told, and there's been campaigns by the government to say, don't give money to homeless people. There are better ways to help homeless people, like for example, volunteering at the local soup kitchen or giving money to organizations that help homeless people. So there are services available. I've been told. I'm not unfortunately very involved with it, so I really actually don't have a lot of knowledge. It's something I see in the community, but I'm not super aware of what's going on there.
Okay. So have you ever talked to any homeless or just give the money to the homeless during your stop?
Yeah, I've done that, but like I said, not very often because I have been told that it's not the best way to help a homeless person.
So what do you think government should do with the homeless?
Yeah, I think there's like for example in Denver, there's a lot of services. There's homeless shelters where people can have a warm bed and a safe place to sleep, and they have shelters specifically for women and children, so that they're safer because there's not. Hospitals are legally required to provide services
So they can do that.
Yeah, they can go into a hospital. My cousin, she's actually a nurse at a hospital, and she said a lot of homeless people go into the hospitals and say they are sick in order to have a free meal and a place to sleep. So they're not actually maybe they're not actually sick, but
Yes.
they say they are so they can stay at the hospital.
They can sleep.
Yeah. And another thing I've heard with homeless people is a huge percentage of the homeless population has brain injuries. So maybe they have a brain injury and that's why they're homeless, or maybe they got a brain injury on the street, like while they were homeless, like fighting or getting hit by something. But I've heard a huge percentage does have brain injuries.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.